Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Superman Heroes. This is a one shot. Oh god, I hate when they keep putting the number one up there. Is there going to be a part two? Then don't put number one. All right, don't do that. Put one shot. Anyway, I ain't mad at this book. All right, useful-ish. It could have been told in the regular Superman stories. It's just a way to try and get a couple extra bucks. What is this? $5.99 cover price. That's U.S. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really necessary, but again, I'm not mad that I read it because honestly, here's the thing. In some ways, if this was just in the regular Superman book, I wouldn't have read it. Right? So it got me to read something. It says right down here something very important. The truth, or the future of the DC universe begins here. I don't really buy that, but I guess there's like a thing that's said in here. I think that's really misleading and that's frustrating. It's annoying, but again, the story was good enough that I'm just, like I said, I'm not mad at it. You know, saying it is what it is. Nice, big, thick book. Do what you want with it. Let's get talk about who made this comic book. We'll talk more about the book itself and where the story was actually going, in my opinion. So we got heroes, Brian Michael Bendis, Matt Fraction, and Greg Rucka on writing. Kevin McGuire, Mike Perkins, Stephen Lieber, Mike Norton, and Scott Godelish on art. Okay, look, there's a whole bunch of people doing colors, a whole bunch of people doing letters, a whole bunch of people doing the cover, a whole bunch of people doing the editing. Just it is what it is. Look, Superman was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Look, man, at the end of the day, it's basically just Clark, Superman, Cal. He's going around and he's discussing with his family. John isn't in this, which is frustrating, but I guess because he's in the future, because that's what families do. You want to go nuclear, you go future nuclear. I wonder what they create in the future that they would call instead. Neutron. Anyway, so, you know, they do their thing and just, it is what it is. For the most part, it is what it is. What do you call it? They're discussing should they actually go through with this. Superman goes and like explains to everybody else, hey, I'm going to go public with this. He explained this to everybody in the Justice League. It's fun seeing the boxes, you know, with everybody discussing about what's going on. You can literally go from left to right all the way across the page. It's considered a double page splash. And I think you are actually supposed to read this from the left all the way to the end of the right on the next page, then go back and, you know, like that. So they kept on doing the thing with Mr. Terrific and Plastic Man. It was all right. I guess that really worked since they're both in the Terrifics, you know. I think that's about the most homework that Bendis will ever do on somebody else's comic book. It's funny, but it's funny because it's true. So there's that. For all intents and purposes, it's just Superman going back. He goes back and he talks to his old chemistry teacher, I think, something like that. It didn't bother me. It really didn't bother me because it's literally him going to all of these special people in his life. He talked about how as hard as he worked to get a good grade in that chemistry class, that was part of what he did. That was part of what made him who he is, because he wanted to cheat. He wanted to use his X-ray vision to look at the answers. He wanted to, you know, burn the test with his X-ray or with his heat vision and stuff like that. You know, he wanted to speed read and go through all the work. And granted, it is easier to understand microbiology when you can actually see the molecules. I mean, like, all of it. It's good stuff. I'm not going to argue this, man. This was really good stuff in here. You know, this was really good storytelling. The Bendis speak comes through, not as much as I'm used to, but it comes through, especially in the freaking Diana and Bruce story where they're going and talking. And at first I'm just like, are they hinting that these two might get together? Because that would make me happy. That would genuinely make me happy. I'd be okay with any book that has Wonder Woman and Batman getting together because I love that in the stories. I love that in the Justice League cartoon. Just, yes, more of that, please. F. Selena, you gone, girl. All right? Bish, you could leave. I mean, I'm saying. But realistically, this book, when it comes down to it, is, you know, besides all of his friends having to deal with this is basically like Superman coming out. This is like some kid realizing that he or she or they are gay, just different and coming out. Am I mad at this? No. There's going to be some people talking about, oh, woke culture. There's a difference between being woke and woke culture. There really is a huge difference. But while we're on the subject, let's talk about outrage culture. How about that, bud? So, yeah, honestly, it's like all of a sudden, oh, darn it, I'm guilty. Yeah. Like it is what it is. There's even a moment in here where they're talking about the mail and the hate mail that they get. And it's like, yeah, I can see Bendis getting some hate mail. And I could see him perfectly ignore it because he's like, over here, the only legitimate thing, I'm surprised he didn't say at one point, you ruined my childhood, because that I can see as being really annoying. That's the stuff you just kind of ignore. It's like, dude, your childhood's still there, man. If that's how fragile your childhood is, that somebody goes and like has Superman take off his glasses, you know what I'm saying? Just there's a bit much going on here. Anyway. Even as a Hawk fan, the part where Hawkman is like, I hope that, I'm jealous of your happiness. Yeah, it checks out. I gotta admit, it checks out. You know what I'm saying? No, we're good. We're good on that one. All that being what it is, this really is kind of like, Bendis is, as much as I'm sure I've said this before, as much as I'm not a fan of a lot of his writing, especially when it's supposed to be in continuity with other stuff, just you have to be a hell of a person to not be able to recognize that he is a good person at heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that he brags about his personal life, but I know that he's got like a bunch of adopted kids and all that stuff. I mean, that's something special. Like that's in your heart, that's essentially good people. You know what I'm saying? So he seems like a good guy. It seems like this is just something that, if somebody wants to come out, this is, I don't know, necessarily a guidebook, but maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm right and most people haven't seen it yet. Maybe everybody's on this and like, it is obviously just some coming out story. Duh. I don't know, because I haven't watched anybody else's reviews yet. But this is one of those books that I am curious what other people think about. So you want to throw that in the comments. I will absolutely read them. And, there's a couple people I'm going to check out their review if they made a review of this book, because I am curious. But like I said, I'm not mad at this book. I'm not. It's kind of expensive. I wouldn't have read it otherwise unless it did become an individual issue like this. It is a chance to get more people to come on the book. I am annoyed a little bit because on the back it says that to be continued in Superman Villains. Do we really need another one-shot, or is that more than a one-shot? Is Bendis actually going to make another freaking Superman book? Does anybody need that? If somebody else is writing the Superman book, will it be completely different from Bendis's run? No, it will not. So, yeah, no, not happy with that. But like I said, this book is a standalone. It did catch me with the future of the DC Universe begins here. Like a new crisis. Am I going to see that here? No, it's just some quick little storyline where they're talking about that Leone girl, whatever, Lenora, something like that. The person who was in charge of Leviathan before the actual Leviathan guy showed up. It's like, I think they were just running out of names. You named this guy Leviathan to take over the corporation Leviathan, the secret organization Leviathan. That's a really weird thing to do, but, hey. Anyway, this was a fun book. I gotta admit, this was a good book to read. This reminded me a lot of X2, the movie X-Men Part 2, the original one, where Wolverine was supposed to be a gym teacher or something like that, and Iceman, came out as gay. Which Bendis was actually responsible for. Go figure. But anyway, I looked at it as that. The movie was really good. It was just subtle enough to, Iceman didn't actually come out as gay. It was said in there, it was referred to as if he was gay. Like, have you ever tried not being a mutant? Have you ever tried not being gay? That kind of thing. So, which Bendis, I'm sure, took that idea and said, hey, you know what? Anyway, like I said, I'm whatever. It is what it is. This book is exactly what it is. I just described it for you. And if you're interested in reading that read, by all means, the book is here. It's not overt. It's not one of those books where you're going to read it and you're just going to be like, oh, there's an agenda here. Everything's an agenda. Everything's an agenda, especially the people who say, well, there's an agenda. Well, I know you've got an agenda. You're seeing agendas where none actually exist. It's a fun book to read, and I think that for the most part people will enjoy it. Just get past the bend to speak stuff. I think you'll be fine. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Like the video, subscribe, check out the other videos up here, and please consider letting an ad play so that we can actually get paid. Trying to afford a website here. All right, guys. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.